But still no opening. So hello everyone, Moon here. Of course, time for F0 Part 2 Season 2 Part 2 Episode 2, or of course what we call it, Episode 15, right? 15 Season 2, or Episode like 40 altogether. Man, it's always complicated when animes give different naming so on. But anyway, I read now it's no opening in chat. It's unfortunate because I love doing opening reactions, reviews, right? I'm a huge fan of openings, right? So I really want to into the song, yeah. But I really want to have a new opening, right? That's like when I wait. One of the things I waited for record is a new opening and a new ending and so on, right? And try to figure out some hints and clues right in the opening and so on. Like last opening, it had his parents, right? Yeah, Subaru's parents were kind of like, I think, the main thing in the opening. But anyway, last week we had Otto confronting Garfield, and I was like, is Otto something? So it's probably Otto-based episode, and I'm less of watching it. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Yes, here we go. Still in that. Happened to the Baba, yeah, to the Baba. Man, Otto's like, in a way, Otto's so hard to read characters. Like, is he evil? Is he tricking them? Ooh, oof. Okay, Otto gets owned again as always. Back to the dungeon. What's happening? Like a hole? What? So did like a hole put me? What's happening? I was like, what? I guess Otto was like, I placed a hole here or something. I'm a genius. I got my genius strategy of having a hole, Team Rocket styling it. It's like, yeah, that's right. I made a hole earlier. Oh, it feels like insects. It's insidious. So Otto is some kind of. Okay, what's happening? Otto has power of bugs or something? What? Okay, Otto showing his true color of controlling insect life or something. What? But I like how he Team Rocket him. Yeah, that was perfect. It's like, I give a hold before. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's gonna be a Otto backstory, I think so. I guess they can always hear insects. Or maybe you can hear everything. Super hearing. Because Otto is some weird kid then, because he can hear all the. Okay, different culture here. Some kind of looks like some Middle Eastern. Yeah, like he's from some other region, I guess, of the world that we haven't seen before. Okay, I mean, it would be some kind of. Yeah. It's just trying to understand why he can hear everything, something like that. Seems to have rich parents, right? Like the person, rich merchant parents. Seems quite wealthy. This is probably Onishan, I guess. Maybe a tutor, but they look very similar. Probably his older brother. Yeah. I guess another sibling, I guess. I guess they have another sibling here now, then. So he's learned to. He can't talk, so I've learned to write for my poor mom. That's an eerie thing to listen to, because you keep hearing like some weird ghosts kind of sound, right? Because Otto can like hear everything, so you keep hearing weird. Yeah, so you keep hearing like weird sound effects in the background too, because Otto keeps hearing all the bugs. Okay, maybe now I'm gonna get the power to control bugs. What? Ah, okay, so he can hear what he's saying, I guess. He gets the power to listen to animals and birds and dragons and... It's gonna rain, I heard it from the bugs. It started raining. It went from like sad backstory to like, oh, little Otto can, he knows that it's gonna rain because he can listen into the bugs. Okay. I guess the next step would be how could I control them? It'll be the next step. How can I manipulate the bugs in my favor? I guess how can I do Team Rocket for me and big classical holes everywhere? Yeah, young master. Oh, so this is his brother getting bullied, I guess? He's like, I saw my brother talking to them. What do they do now then? Can you show them his power of animals? Maybe the animals listen to the people. But now everyone's gonna hate him now because he's like, yeah, it's as I say, everyone's gonna hate him because he's probably gonna summon some horde or something. I think he overplayed his powers here a little bit. It's like summoning would be enough with like one bug. But clearly now everyone's gonna hate Otto, right? Everyone's gonna throw him out of the village here or whatever city because he's like Lucas guy. It's kind of cute seeing talking to dogs and everything. I can communicate with cats and dogs and like some cute cat and... Oh my god, he gets netto red by a cat! Oh, I can't laugh, I shouldn't laugh at it, but it's supposed to be sad, but also kind of like, it's like a cat, like, hey man, it's my cat boyfriend though. God damn it. Ah, nice. But utilize... Oh, there we go, it's gonna... Oh, so now they're gonna try to kill Otto? This is like a complete... I mean, it's an interesting flashback and backstory, and... But it feels kind of out of the blue. Oh, Otto is from this country, and they hated him because he, like, controlled the insects and shit. Okay. Yeah, now it's like a merchant then. You know, getting the Otto... How he turned into the trader Otto guy. Yeah, Gambare Otto. Ooh, oh, Bidagu! Oh, what is this now? Ooh, he's finding... I can only hear Soma when he speaks. But yeah, you can only hear Soma. Yeah, here we go. He's finding the cults. Ooh. Okay. Of course, looks like the cave with the Rem, right? It's the same cave, episode 15. And this is also episode 15 of this season, so that's interesting. 15. But maybe you can use some insects to escape this. I'm like, could you maybe talk to some insects in the cave or something? Or he's saved by some random extent. Okay, why not, I guess? It's a new friend. A furry friend. Okay. Man, this is a shad furry guy. I like how the chest hair is like a kind of triangle too. Yeah, this guy is... Here we go. But I felt this here would make more sense if he used his powers of insect though to escape, right? He could have been like, oh, I can summon some insects to escape. It's the first time someone helped Otto in years here. Must be the first time someone ever... Yeah, nobody joins the... No, he gets kidnapped by Ottos there. Yeah, exactly. I was saying that they're sneaking up behind him there. Okay, so that explains Otto's motivation and his powers of controlling his apparently and so on, and he can like... Oh yeah, Garfield can probably use to jump up with that shit, but yeah, no, the birds are telling him what... Suddenly Otto seems very powerful in this anime, like very powerful. Oh, it's like, oh, this bird told me this thing and fly up and scout for me, and like, okay, so... Oh, what happened now then? Maybe his powers, if you use them, started bleeding. Well, he did punch him earlier, I suppose, but... Did sucker punch him, but... I guess he sees himself in Subaru. The suffering is something he's... He knows about that suffering. Oh, here we can go for counter. So Otto is like, oh, I have magical grenades too? Where did Otto get everything? He's like, oh, I'm ready for you, man. That's a kind of magical grenade and shit. Of course Otto has that. Oh, he has more of them. Okay, he has several. This guy is ready for war. Man. Whoa. That's my... I mean, Bakugo is used to explosions. I was thinking that he's gonna be very well used to these things. He's gonna be like, whatever. Explosions, man. Bakugo, oh, I'm used to it. He's been there, done that, man. Oh. Of course it wouldn't work. You can't try to explode Bakugo. I mean, he hasn't even transformed yet, so he's clearly not even in his true form. Yeah, you gotta try as I don't know, right? Damn positive outlook on life in Otto. And suddenly a wild ram appears. Interesting. I mean, we know that he has a thing for ram, right? So... You received me before 3 damage! I will shut up your life! You know, I'm here! It's like, stop complaining. Ooh. I feel that poor Garfield is gonna have a hard time fighting Ram, right? Yeah, but I mean, I don't like Balasu, but don't let him die. Come on. We know she's Sundra for that. Okay. Is he going full form? Yeah, he threw out the chloride. Yeah, it's like, time to go Hulkish. Okay, here we go. I mean, we've already seen his Nekimamushi before, but still. Sure long time. Okay, what can Ram do then? Looks very confident. Yeah, he smacks him. Ram looks very, very confident. I can defeat him easily. It's like, this guy's the big cat. Man, Ram is crushing him. I'm actually laughing at it, man. Oh my god. I feel sorry for Garfield. He's getting owned. Whoa. Maybe not though. What did he do then though? What? How did he do damage though? How did he do damage? Okay, here we go. It's kinda... Amazing strategy, almost as always. But how did she think? I mean, I don't know. She just owned Garfield. I don't know how he even got her there. Huh. I mean, what I saw, she was just like really, kicking his ass, right? And that's like, oh, blood. It's like, oh, you get stronger. It's like, yeah, but how? What did he do then? Did he bite her when she hit him? Did he like bite her hand or something when she was punching him in the face? I don't know. Yeah, like what did he do? Headbutt the fist with his face? what was his way of fighting that? I don't know. But okay, I mean, it looked like she was really owning him in the beginning. But anyway, we're back into Emelia having I don't know, PTSD or something like that, right? Of course, Puck left last episode. Can't trust anyone. Mom left her. Can't trust mom, right? She's getting into that depression, like this cycle of hate kind of thing. And she did say last week though that even Subaru lied to me too. She was like, everyone lies to me. But I don't know how Subaru would have done. She was angry Subaru for what? You're not angry, right? So, I mean, Subaru's obsessed with her, right? He's like, you're not angry with me, right? Like, oh, I would never be angry with you. Yeah, this kind of thing. Subaru is like, accept whatever she does, right? So, you know how he's and she's with this whole... Well, that's a good point. Like, have you? It's like good. Like, why can you never be angry at me? I think it'd be interesting now if Emelia has this like, if she's like, Subaru, you treat me in a weird way because you always just do everything I want and you never, like it's an interesting aspect there. If she's like, clearly something is wrong with you. It's like clearly you are cursed to love me whatever I do and that's wrong, right? It's like, that could be an interesting. Yeah, they all lied to her on the promises. Yeah, so we know the fuck thing is, Let's see. Oh, here we go. I like you. Yes, it's gonna go for the. I like it. So it's just like, come on, woman. It's like. But that's good. They probably should confront her a little bit more. Yeah, but I like you. Will you finally kiss something? Will you finally do something? I don't know. What do you think? I like you. Keep saying it. I mean, will you finally, I don't know, act on his love for her? Oh, it's getting all blushy here. Why you say this now? Yeah. Why you say this now, man? It's like a weird place to be like me. Yeah, Doki Doki. My heart is over Doki Doki, right? Yeah, it's all happy here, the Subaru. That become like a sweet moment now, and he's like... But is this the start of the Satana love, though? He's like, I love you, come on, let's be together. It's like, maybe it's... He's good, Subaru. He won't surrender. Well, he's obsessed with her, we know that, so... Because he's gonna change his mind. He's quite, he has quite one focus. From episode 1, right, so... Nice reflection in his eye, he has a nice touch to it. Seeing the sad Emilia in his eyes. I think it's going kind of unexpected with her being like, no one could ever love me. You know, yeah, it's kind of what you expect, right, from Emilia's. Maybe we find their kiss here. Maybe he's finally I need to prove my love for her somehow. Even though he's constantly like dying for her. But anyway. I'm just like, he's really not giving up on this. It's good, Subaru! You are the one I like! This is one of the weirdest confessions ever. For someone who's screaming at each other, no, you're screaming, yeah. You don't get to decide what I love, and you make that make no sense. Now he's screaming. He's like, what is this weird confession of? They're just like yelling at each other for 5 minutes. You hate me, no. God damn it, Emilia, accept his confession. It's like the most forced confession ever. I do like you. No, you don't. Keep going forever. Oh my god. No, it's all sad because she's crying here. Now it's a fit the insert song here when she's crying here. Yeah, it is sad, right? It's not kind of like, I don't know, it's a mixture of sad and also the happy tears, because it's kind of nice seeing Subaru also being like, but I do like you! It's like, I felt that for like, I don't know, he lived so many days over and over again. For him it's like years of his life he liked her, right? But he had to relive a few days 100 times, right? So finally... Oh, my mom. It's kind of funny how he sent into the Echidna's, PTSD flashback, and he's made him happier instead. It's supposed to make you feel sadness seeing your backstory. He's like, I love my backstory. My parents are awesome. It's like, God damn it. It's like, that backfired from her plan there. Well, come on. You kind of feel like, oh, kiss her, man. God damn it, man. Just do something. Hug her or something. You're the one I like. Yeah. Man, this feels like super tense. Do it! Finally! Oh my god, they're finally gonna do it. There'll be a perfect ending here. Oh my god, I'm getting used, but they're finally doing it! Oh my god, it's finally doing it! Finally kissed her! It only took him like, I don't know, 50,000 deaths to kiss her! He finally got this girl, probably. He finally kissed her. Man, I was like, waiting for this moment. This was the episode, but I mean. Oh, he finally did it. Finally, he kissed her. I mean, I'm sitting here waiting for like the 10 minutes to kiss her. Just kiss her, man. Finally. Oh, that's nice. He finally did it. He only died like 1,000 times to kiss her. Yeah, that's gonna be an Otto episode, but it's all about Subaru. Finally told her he liked her 50 million times. But you would feel that if we're gonna assume the theory is correct with, Emelia being Satala, let's assume it's correct. This is probably the moment when this started happening. I'm happy to find it happening, but if we assume that she is Satala, this is definitely the moment she was like, the only one person I can trust is Subaru. That's the man I love, right? This would be the moment where he creates the Satala love story for him. Definitely. Yeah, I would always find you. Of course, they're skipping opening and ending, and like typical F-Zero. It's just it's 6-7 more minutes episodes every time, right? It's they're like, we don't have time for that stuff. We need to write our amazing anime. Yeah, we don't have time for opening and endings and special. No. We just do like and longer episodes. Yeah. But that's a satisfying bit to finally see him kiss her. Like finally telling her, finally say that he likes her like a million times, and then, So it started with little Otto backstory into finally kissing her. There's a little more here. Now they're getting outside, okay. I thought it was the end there, but... Okay, so Garfield looks really bloody, okay. So there wasn't even ending there, I thought it was the end. Did he defeat Ram, I guess? Let me see the the furry squad, yeah. I guess he defeated Ram, right? Because Garfield is there. Ended with a little bit like, of just showing Garfield like, yeah, I'm here now. After he, I guess, fought Otto's animals and insects and killed little Ram. That was an emotional episode in the end, definitely. I was getting to breathe here. That was an emotional episode, definitely seeing the ending. So yeah, let's review it, of course. Let's start the review. I'm putting in the chat again here. getting all emotional with the time to look at the chat and so on. But yeah, I mean, it's let's do it. He finally did it. He finally kissed her. He finally got the girl, kinda, right? But I mean, we know that, of course, she turned down Rem, right? But we all know, of course, that Subaru is into Emelia. Like, like really into Emelia. We all know that he's been trying to get the girl since episode 1, basically. And when we had, I don't know, sort of flashback, right? But the memory of his former life, it was like a flashback, like a medical into back, whatever, right? He had 4 or 5 figures, right, of like Emilia looking figures with like, you know, Shiro here, Elsa so on. So he has a type, right? He has a type. Or maybe there's some weird loop going on there. He really knew he loved Emilia, but whatever. I digress. But of course, we all know that he likes her. So we're just seeing that he finds like, but I like you, Emilia. I was like, you don't like me. I do love you, Emilia. And she, of course, refuses it. So I mean, it's like a bittersweet scene, right? Because as we know, Emilia has a lot of self-doubt, right? Self-hatred, that kind of thing. Of course, Emilia is a kind of character where she's like, no one could ever love me. I'm a hideous elf, right? In that kind of way, right? So of course she's like, I don't accept your love. You couldn't love me. Have you seen me? And so on. So that was a good, clearly little, you know, sad, but also kind of sweet, right? Because of course Suburu is like, I will always love you no matter what, Emilia. I don't care what you do. I will always love you. And of course he then finally. So yeah, that was an emotional long scene there, and but it also felt a little funny. I mean, I was laughing at the dress pop because it also felt a little funny also. Because I felt like, man, this is like a really long scene now when they're yelling at each other. And he's like, I do love you, you don't love me, you do love me. They keep doing this like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, it almost felt a little bit like, okay, we're doing this for a very long time now. Goddamn, just kiss her and get it over with. It felt a little bit to me. It felt like, man, just do it, man. Just freaking kiss her and like or something, or hug her, or like show that you love her or something. And instead of screaming at her back and forth for, I don't know, like something like 5 minutes, right? Like, come on, just get it done, man. A little bit like that. But of course, it's really nice seeing them kiss, right? And I think it's a thing too in animes in general, right? In most animes, it takes, you know what I mean? It takes like 10 seasons to get that kiss right, or the game sort of like Yuri and Yaoi animes, where it's even Shoji Ai animes, or even less. It's like, oh, they're kind of like holding hands in one episode. It's like so. I mean, in anime, a kissing scene is basically like they're doing it. Yeah, it's basically like they actually did it now. Yeah, like it takes so long time to get it right. There are of course a few animes that are like, you know, ecchi animes, like Domestic no Kanyo, where he actually does it in episode 1. That's I say here as a side note. That's why, you know, one reason why I really liked Domestic no Kanyo. But spoilers, the main character smashes immediately. I was like, whoa, an anime where he gets it done immediately? Like that's unheard of. Usually it's like here, I mean, like 40 episode in, you kiss the girl, and then maybe in like, I don't know, 40 more episode, you know, maybe he can like hug her or something. Right? That's kind of like how anime starts. Like we have to wait for huge amount of time usually, right? So except then Domestic no Kanyo was interested because he actually got all the way with the girl immediately. So that was very special for an anime, I feel. But anyway, I digress. But I think that's still is a moment you're waiting for. You're waiting for this moment where you can, you know, where they finally have some romantic affection, more than just that we, as the viewer, obviously know that he likes her. We obviously know that I like you. We obviously know that he's in love with her. And of course, as again, he turned down Remy, so once we actually know he loves Emilia, but it's never like, how to say it? This is the first time he, you know, they got some actual physical romance, right? So we finally got to that step, right? So in that sense, a very good episode. But I will say it almost felt like comedical to me when it was like, man, they're probably gonna kiss now, finally, right? But let's first like drag it out for like almost 10 minutes, where they're like yelling at each other, crying, and then we finally kiss after half the episode. It's like, it's like, just do it, man. It's a little bit like that. But yeah, he finally did it, and I wonder. Hopefully, this is gonna change. I mean, hopefully, this is gonna change the outcome, right, of the relationship. I mean, outcome, but I mean, let's put it Bunny Senpai, you know, obviously, Bunny Senpai, the amazing anime too, right? So Bunny Senpai is a great example of where after they actually start dating, right, and they actually have more of like an actual, how say it, like a romantic couple relationship, right? So hopefully here now, he kissed Emilia, they're gonna act differently, maybe go on dates, but you know what I mean, it's not the best situation for that, but hopefully it's gonna be more that she's like openly, I don't know, trying to get something going there with her. That could be interesting. I don't know, but I mean, clearly, currently in the storyline, they don't really have that kind of like a normal day, right? But if you look back at season 1, they actually had days in season 1, right? Where they were like, oh, we just hang out at the mansion and making like a snowman. So, I mean, I could see maybe like some other, you know, when they finally have defeated and saved, you know, Rem and that stuff, right? When they finally fix this time loop, they've been stuck in for forever now. When that is fixed, I could see them maybe going out on a date or something like that. That could be interesting, I think, if you're gonna see more of like, Emelia and Suburu hang out as a couple, right? That could be interesting. Hopefully, something like that. But given how they both are, it's probably gonna be all awkward and I don't know. but you will see it maybe like, I don't know, 10 episodes from now when they finally defeated Elsa and so on. But for that matter, though, from like a narrative, time traveling standpoint, like this has to be the if he dies here, like if he dies here and this shit is not counted for this like save continue, I mean that's like dropping the anime right there. So if you want, you can say here, I have an immensely hard time seeing that this current time loop, right, this current scenario to speak, right, these checkpoints has to be the real thing, right? Like if Suburu dies this episode and he goes back not having kissed Emilia, I can see people being like, God damn it, what's happened to me today? But I can see people like dropping the anime permanently. I can see people being like, screw this anime. Like, I always see like, oh my god, he did reverse the kiss. You'd be like Spider-Man in One More Day in Spider-Man if you... Yes. That's the Spider-Man keeps falling at me. This is classic comic in Spider-Man when he's of course married to Mary Jane, or spoilers not, but Mary Jane, a classic Spider-Man character. And in Spider-Man, they redid that. Yeah, they did this classic. It's called One More Day, and they like he has to like sacrifice his marriage to Mary Jane to Mephisto. I don't know in detail, but basically, as in Spider-Man, of course, Mary Jane's been his love interest, right, for many years. They got married and they have a daughter and everything, and then they kind of rewrote that. So like, let's do it. Let's go back to Spider-Man back again, right? And of course, people hated that. It's the worst Spider-Man story ever, where they just like rewrote his own love story. And like I feel the same thing here. I just cannot see him dying in this time. I just cannot see him dying. I mean, okay, obviously Suburu will die eventually again, because Suburu is gonna die, right? But if he dies and has to like re-kiss Rem, right? Where would he go down? Did he kiss Rem instead? Like like where would he go down? Like if you remove this Emilia kiss, it's like, oh, I guess I kiss Rem instead or something. Like, come on, it doesn't make any sense, right? So I just cannot see him dying in this scenario now. Like I feel that kissing the girl makes him basically immortal, right? Like immortal as in not dying. Right? Kissing the girl has to make him. There has to be the real solution to the problem somehow. I mean, it doesn't make any sense from like an actual strategic aspect. Kissing Emilia would protect him from dying, but from us as the viewer, right? Like he can't die now. It just doesn't make any sense. So I think that's my inherent prediction. I think everyone agrees with me. Like, he can't die from this, unless of course he would die. And he will be reborn, whatever, back into after he kissed Emilia. That could be a thing. So we see Garfield, right, entering here, and what if he dies, but then he returns at the same location right now, because this was clearly like but this kiss is like the romantic, like determination kiss, right? With when the girl know she likes him, right? So I just can't see it happening. It would be really weird. And of course the Otto friendship thing as well and so on. But maybe he will die and go back like a shorter time, right? Perhaps that will be happening. But anyway, what more happened? Let's drop the kiss thing. It's part about it generally. Kiss thing, of course, finally happened. Otto has like insect powers, and he's like, I'm gonna make a hole or something. He should make 2 holes though. You learn from Pokemon, you always make an extra hole, right? If you want first hole. But anyway. So he has that power, he can talk to all the animals, and he was like thrown out of his home, right, because he summoned bugs and people and so on, right. So we saw a little sad Otto backstory there into his like, motivation to never give up or something like that, right, or to be alive, and then he could see himself in Subaru. So he's like, I'm gonna help the guy, we're gonna be best friends. So we had a little bit of that, right, and it felt a little random, honestly, to me. It really did, in a way that's like, an Otto backstory, sure, fine. Oh, but Otto has like animal powers, or like manipulate, control all the animals, all both animals and insects and spiders, I guess, and everything. And it was like, wait, why can't Otto do this? It was like, it felt a little weird to me, honestly, that it's obviously thrown in here. It's a flashback of Otto, and now he can talk to birds and shit, and he can like summon, he can fight for him. I'm like, what? Has this been a thing before? So that felt a little bit how, it felt a little out of the blue that, okay, apparently Otto has these powers. And also in the way that it wasn't like, I mean, in the backstory itself, it wasn't like really motivated. He just had the powers. He was like, oh, I was born with these powers, and I guess that's Otto, you know? So that was the way it said to me too. Yeah, Otto's like, oh, I have the powers to control animals. You know, here's a backstory. Little bit into that, right? And then, I don't know how he hurt Ram, but Ram was kicking ass immediately, and then somehow she took damage. But it looked like Ram was really owning Garfield first. He was like bam, 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 and then she still started bleeding. So I was like, I don't know what he did, because but I mean, when it's showing, it was just Ram going and, you know, punching him down, right? And I was like, how did he hurt her? Like, so that didn't make any sense to me, honestly. That didn't make any sense. Ram just kept avoiding him, kept smacking him, and then she started bleeding, and I was like, his head is hard or something, so you hurt. I don't know. That made no sense to me. But anyway, I digress. Like, I guess like whatever. Ram, I guess, lost, right, because it ends with bloody Garfield standing there being like, "Where's my lasagna?" Right. So obviously that he has to have won, right, against Otto and Ram, and I guess he's gonna fight Subaru now or something. But anyway, that was a, you know, finally seen the episode. And as I say earlier, though, again, I mean, if we assume, and of course we assume that, but if you assume that Emelia is the taller, right? Let's assume that's a matter of reaction. This has to be the moment, though, when she's like, I'm gonna always, I still is always gonna love it, the Subaru guy, because he's like, I will always love you no matter what. She's like, oh, I see. Always love me no matter what. The other time. So, I mean, yeah, if she is Satala, this has to be the moment where she's like, oh, I see. I have this guy. Puck, you know, left me. Mom left me, so on. But this guy, he is always there for me, right? So that's what I think that I think that would be a thing, right? With if she is Satala, this would be the moment where she clearly decided that this is the only person I can trust ever, right? I can trust Subaru. I can trust all people. I can love him forever. That I mean, to me it seems pretty clear, at least, because of course she's like, Puck betrayed me, you know, and so on. But Subaru, he never betrayed me. So Subaru, he's my one, right? But yeah. Gonna watch now, gonna take a short break, and then I'm gonna watch what's called like Redo Healer, which I don't know. I mean, I haven't read it, right, but I hear people talking about like, oh, it's like controversial anime, kind of like Shield Hero. I'm like, oh, it's like Shield Hero is controversial. So no, I need to see it more, because I'm just like, why is people so angry at this anime before it's even released, right? So now I have to do a first impression of that later today and just review it and be like, I see. I don't know, but it sounds like it's gonna have some revenge and, you know, yeah, similar to I guess Shield Hero, and people hating it even before they even seen it, right? So like, interesting. That's the video going up, guys. And yeah, go and look at the Viking, because, you know, I am Swedish after all. But anyway, subscribe, press the like button, and I'll see you guys with Redo Healer, or I don't remember yet, but yeah, Redo Healer later tonight. And I think that Promised Neverland is coming tomorrow. There's a Stones coming tomorrow too. Yeah, I think Promised Neverland was airing just last week on Wednesday, but it's like a one-off. I think it's tomorrow as well with Dr. Stone. And also for that, never forget that Beastars is just random when you get Beastars episode, right? So I don't know. So I'll do a Beastar review, so probably whenever that is out. But I'll see you guys live with Redo Healers.